What up, guys? What up, guys? How's everybody doing? This is a little bit early. A little bit early. Got a little bit early start. I saw on the main Mr. Night X channel. You guys may have already saw. I did fall out, and I was gonna plan and do it in the morning, but I was pretty tired. I was planning. I was planning to do it in the morning, and then I didn't do it in the morning. So I just wanted to wanted to come on here and explain that to you guys. Pretty much. But yeah. Hey, Lady Di. And also on the vlogging gaming fort, on the vlogging gaming fort, happy. Well, it's almost Thanksgiving. It's tomorrow, but it's. I'm gonna be doing this every month. I just want to tell you, I'm gonna be doing this every month. Like, I'm gonna do the Christmas Eve. And New Year's Eve, I'm gonna probably make a video out of that, maybe at a times. So, but as I was saying, and happy Thanksgiving to you too. On the vlogging and gaming 4, my live's going to be at 10. 10 on that channel. So you might not see a video right now. Or, but if you guys are up, at 10, around 10 o'clock, 10:30, or whatever time that you guys are up, you guys can catch the stream if you can. But I will be getting back to the regular hours I stream. I will get back to the regular hours I stream and stuff. I know there's a lot of possibilities about it. So appreciate it, Lady Di. Appreciate it. But as I was saying before, last night I was watching someone I don't like. Now, this person, I want to say this person came on your live, Lady Di, a long time ago. And I want to say their channel got taken down. Because of me. Because I'm the one that they were messing with me a little too much. Yeah. You ain't gonna Lady Di, I just want to fill you in. I just wanted to fill you in. Do not let Gaming with Chris up on your live anymore. Or he made another account and he has only 9 subs and stuff, but he has like 2 of them. He has Gaming with Chris 23 because he made another account, and then he made another one, Gaming with the Lone Wolf. So I just want to fill you in, but yeah. Of course, he has no subs, but yeah. What it takes, yo. What it takes. And tomorrow is you have a wrench. You see him. You can type. All right. I'll do that later. I'll do that. Just say he's been messing with me a lot lately. He made a stupid video of me saying that I mess with his family and stuff, but I never messed with his family. So yeah. Pretty much, you never want to mess with someone else's family. Pretty much. And I just think that's the top of it. I don't appreciate a liar at all. Wait, who's lying, Lady Di? Who's lying, Lady Di? I'm not lying. I don't lie about stuff. The dude, he's the one that lies. Yeah. He was like, I mess with his family. I'm like, how the heck would I mess with his family? I don't bother with him anymore. I don't bother with him. I don't talk to him. So I don't bother with. I don't bother. I don't bother with the dude. Yeah. Yeah. I never bothered with his family. I never said anything about him in the video since now. But you know what? It's best for me to not pay him any mind. It's just best. It's best for not me. It's just best for me to not pay him any mind because he's just. He wants me to get mad at him and stuff and do all that other stuff, And he's him and his brother-in-law are stupid, pretty much. Him and his brother-in-law are pretty stupid. Pretty stupid. All right. I'll do that, lady. I'll do that. If I ever see him, I will. I mean,
actual good stream in the beginning, and then this guy came up. And what do you mean? There's here the whole time.
You might miss him. Well, if I ever see him, I will. If I ever see him, I will. I will do what I need to do. I'll do what I need to do. Because, I don't want him on your channel, but he's going to just tell you a bunch of bullshit and lies. So I don't want that kind of stuff on your channel. I'm sorry, but, do the loser, dude's a loser. Dude's pretty much a loser, a fat loser. The dude's a fat loser and a fat nobody. Just saying. He has no life. Yeah. That's why I'm trying to protect your channel, Lady Dog, because I don't want that stuff to happen. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. It's all good in the hood. And of course, my sister is making a duck for Thanksgiving. A duck. She's making a duck for Thanksgiving. Oh. And shake 'em up, 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 shake 'em up. Is my mom? You mean my mom? Lady Di? No, my mom is decided for my sister to do a turkey. She decided to do a turkey. My mom's cooking like the other stuff. She's cooking like the mac and cheese, like she's making mac and cheese with cheese sits on top of it, and and everything else. And we were gonna do turkey, but that was changed. We just decided to do something else. We decided to do something else besides that, pretty much. Because I thought we were gonna do. I thought we were gonna do turkey, but we didn't want to do turkey at first. So it'd be nice to have turkey though too. It'd be nice to have turkey on Thanksgiving. But I think like some people,
it was real. Okay, you can't just jump.
Like some people, I think some people do turkey, some people do ham and stuff. Some people do chicken, Because my mom said some people do chicken for Thanksgiving. Who want to do that? And then some people do turkey for Christmas. Some people do turkey for Christmas and stuff, or ham or whatever they do. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's all the way around. Maybe it's all the way around. It's just. It just will cross my mind. It'll cross. It'll get back into my mind and stuff, and I'll be able to get back into it. You fill into the blanks a little bit.
Okay, so Ben,
if some people do turkey for Thanksgiving, and they do ham, okay. Yeah, my mom was talking about doing ham for Christmas as well. She was talking about that. I think I was hearing her talk about that a little bit. She was trying to do a little bit of it at a time and stuff. Because some people do different stuff. I bet your daughter, I bet your daughter does turkey probably for Thanksgiving. She cooks everything.
I just try to stick to myself.
She used to, she does everything, herself, or she has help. People help her, Your daughter might be just, she might have does the turkey and just the stuffing and does. Well, here's the thing: you can't do stuffing with turkey. I don't know why. Not turkey, duck. You can't do that with. You can't do that with duck. If I'm wrong, but you can't do stuffing with duck. It's just no. And of course, me talking about this, I'm getting hungrier now. I like the stuffing like my mom used to make it. Wow. So, I was gonna say something about this. I would. Just can't wait until my mom makes whatever she's making today, and then she's gonna do it tomorrow. It's gonna be nice. That's all I gotta say.
When not making magic on the field, Kyler Biarish and Pat Ricard are making magic on stage.
Yeah. Yeah, I should tell my mom to make that actually too. I should definitely tell my mom to try to make that. I don't know if she will though, but we'll see.
Before we begin today's video, I have a question that I would like to ask all of you. If I was to ask you, what room on the Titanic do you think is the most iconic and recognizable room on board the ship, what would you say? Well, I, for one, would say it's the Titanic's grand staircase. Anybody that looks up anything about the Titanic will see a picture of this gorgeous room. I mean, the elegant woodwork, the amazing wrought iron dome overhead, the iconic clock. I mean, the grand staircase just screams Titanic. This is why I believe it's the most iconic and recognizable room on board the ship. However, if you go to the wreck of the Titanic and visit the grand staircase today, what you will find will surprise you. No trace of the grand staircase exists anymore. It's completely gone. And what lies in its place is nothing but a giant hole that goes from the very top of the ship down into the deep depths of the Titanic itself. But why is this the case? What happened to the grand staircase during the sinking and after that caused no trace of it to exist on the wreck today? Well, that's what we're going to be looking at in today's video. I hope you enjoy.
So like this stuff, leave that. I don't know if you're still here, but this kind of stuff, I always watch this kind of stuff.
Animations you're going to see in today's video. Please check out their work in the description below. All right, so to start off,
This kind of stuff, I always listen. This kind of stuff, Lady Di, I always listen to about the Titanic.
Of the Titanic's grand staircase pre-sinking. Surprise!
I'm learning. I've been watching some of this guy's videos talking about the Titanic and stuff.
No photos of the grand staircase exist. Well, those photos are actually of Olympic's grand staircase, not Titanic's. You see, where Titanic and Olympic were so similar to each other, the White Star Line simply didn't take a lot of photos of the Titanic, her grand staircase being among one of the rooms that did not take a photo of. Now, the fact that we have so many photos of the Titanic today is honestly a bit of a miracle. You see, while the White Star did
when it sank, it went down and it broke apart, and part of the part
interior
went
spaces.
down all the way.
Got on board the ship, but disembarked the Titanic before she headed out into the
But-
Atlantic, heading for New York. One such person is Father Brown, who took a lot of very iconic photos of the Titanic that we enjoy today. If you'd like to learn more about Father Brown and his photos, I did make a dedicated video on that subject. I will have a link to that in the description below. Now, the next thing we need to discuss is what materials were used to build the Grand Staircase itself. And we also need to go over where on the Titanic the Grand Staircase was located, because understanding these crucial elements is essential in understanding what happened to it on the night of the sinking. Now, the primary material used to build the Grand Staircase was oak wood. Oak wood was all over the interior spaces of the Grand Staircase. It pretty much made up everything. And the oak wood was built on top of a steel frame that was used to reinforce the Grand Staircase.
Yeah, it did.
The flooring of the Grand Staircase was made out of linoleum.
I'm guessing the
decks like D deck and the reception room. But yeah,
the
at the top of the Grand Staircase, you had
the strength the Grand Staircase probably broke apart after the sinking and that's why there's a hole there because of course it's not there now, it's gone and stuff. But this guy is literally, he's sitting here talking about it, but yeah, the Titanic, when it broke apart, it went down like this, and then this end right here fell down like this, and then this end fell after that. Oh yeah, it fell in two pieces. Yeah,
just made out this beautiful. The wrought iron dome was basically like the big wow factor of the Grand Staircase. It was a beautiful and very artistic piece of the Grand Staircase, and we also can't forget the clock. The clock was primarily made out of oak wood, like everything else.
now the clock on the Grand Staircase is probably not there anymore either.
Anyway,
It's probably not there either.
Is this square structure right here? It was made of light steel, and then above it was more glass. And the reason they had this light steel structure was to protect the wrought iron dome while allowing natural light to come in through the glass on top and flood through the glass of the wrought iron dome and light up the Grand Staircase. And as you may have figured out, because I'm using this model to show you that right now, the Grand Staircase itself was located right here in between the Titanic's first and second funnel. The Grand Staircase went from the boat deck all the way down to the Titanic's E deck level. Okay, well, technically it went down to F deck, but that was just a small, narrow staircase, so I personally don't count that as part of the Grand Staircase, but yeah, others might disagree. Now, the last thing we need to talk about with it is, believe it or not, the Titanic actually had two Grand Staircases. This is the main Grand Staircase right here, the forward Grand Staircase. But back here, in between the Titanic's third and fourth funnel, underneath this little square structure right here, this was another light steel structure with glass on top. Well, this covered another wrought iron dome, and it was over top of the second or aft Grand Staircase. It was built
So there's
two. To the main Grand
So there's two Grand Staircases.
It only went down to C deck, I think. But yeah, similar design and everything.
There's two Grand Staircases.
Okay, so now that you know the Grand Staircase's general location and what materials were used to build it,
I didn't know that.
What happened to it?
I didn't know that.
Well, the water reached the Grand Staircase at roughly 12:45 a.m. It reached it through a long corridor that spanned nearly the entire length of the
I didn't know that part.
Road.
I did not know that part.
Now, when the water reached the Grand Staircase, it began to flood on the E deck level. But because the Grand Staircase itself was behind a watertight bulkhead that wasn't damaged by the iceberg impact, well, this entire compartment, it hadn't flooded at all yet. So as the water entered the Grand Staircase, it began to flow down the stairs and into F deck first, before it could begin to flood up and begin consuming the upper decks of the Grand Staircase. So at 12:45 a.m., give or take, this is when the water began to flood the Turkish baths, the swimming pool, and all those areas. They were located on the F deck part of the Grand Staircase. I have a question, though, now that I'm thinking about it. Can a space that has a completely filled with water swimming pool actually flood in a sinking? Because there's already water in the pool. Not sure about that. Now, during the early stages of the sinking, the Titanic was sinking slowly enough that not much really happened with the Grand Staircase in terms of, the water destroying everything. The water was coming in slowly enough that it simply consumed the grand staircase deck by deck as the Titanic sank down deeper and deeper into the sea. It was just a very slow, gradual flooding. However, it wasn't like that during the final stages of the sinking. By this point, the Titanic was dropping like a rock, and water was rapidly flooding the ship's interior spaces, both rapidly and violently, I should say. Now, by this point, the internal structure of the
There were probably like 700 people, probably.
It was ripping off
That
the
was in there?
paneling, tearing up the floor, the staircase itself. Yeah, it was a very violent flooding at this point. However, unfortunately, we don't know exactly what happened to the staircase at this late stage because there was no one who witnessed this and lived to tell the tale. However, we do have some circumstantial evidence that suggests that the grand staircase dome did in fact implode, just like it was shown in the James Cameron film. You see, there was a Titanic passenger by the name of Archibald Gracie, and during the final stages of the sinking, he was standing somewhere around the structure that housed the wrought iron dome. And he described this huge wave come washing up the Titanic's deck, and he grabbed onto a railing right above or right around the area of the wrought iron dome and that light steel structure. And he hung onto this railing thinking that this wave that was coming, he thought it would come up and then it would recede. So he's hanging onto this railing waiting for the water to go back. However, here's the thing, the water never went away. This part of the ship kept dropping and sinking deeper and deeper into the sea. So he's now hanging onto this railing that's on a submerged part of the Titanic. And then he said he felt this huge suction trying to draw him down. And based on where he was standing on the ship, that was probably the wrought iron dome of the grand staircase imploding as water began to rapidly flood into it through this opening right here. So, yeah, like I said, we can't prove it for certain, but he is the closest thing we have to an actual witness to testify and say, hey, the grand staircase dome did implode like what we saw in the film. All right, so now we're officially entering the world of guesswork because, as I previously stated, where we don't know the condition of the grand staircase during the final plunge, and we certainly don't know the condition of it after it left the surface, well, we can't say with 100% certainty what happened to it. However, there is enough information out there to allow us to make some hypothesis on what happened to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be talking about what little we do know, and I'm also going to share some of the theories that are out there on what may have happened to the grand staircase to cause it to get into the condition.
There was a lot of lifeboats when he died.
Once we go over all that, I'm going to share with you my personal theories.
Some of them were there wasn't a lot of boats.
So the first theory that's out there is that simply nothing that extreme happened to the
I don't think he's going to say that now.
Sinking or after, and the staircase simply decayed naturally over time at the bottom of the ocean. Okay. So the biggest problem with this theory is that, number one, we do know it was a pretty violent flooding for the grand staircase during the final stages.
It was.
Even though we don't have any eyewitness testimony to back it up, due to how quickly the Titanic dropped at this point. I mean, it sank so fast that it's clear that it was a very violent flooding during the final stages. So the staircase definitely took some damage during this event. And the second piece of evidence to suggest this is the fact that after the Titanic sank, tiny bits of wood from both the forward and aft grand staircase was discovered in the Titanic's debris field. So, yeah, that suggests that parts of the grand staircase definitely did break apart during the final stages of the sinking. And you would think that if the staircase itself did just decay naturally over time, then you would still find some traces of wood and other recognizable things from it on the wreck today. Now, sure, wood does decay quickly at the bottom of the ocean. It does break down quickly. But you would still think we'd find some wood, because they have found small bits of wooden artifacts here and there on the Titanic wreck. So it's not unheard of that some of it could have survived. But yeah, it's all gone. It's just obliterated. There's nothing down there. Now, the Titanic steel frame, the steel frame of the grand staircase itself that the staircase was built onto, it's also gone. Granted, chunks of it are still there, visible on the wreck, here and there. But what little is there shows big signs of, massive trauma. The steel frame is warped and bent and twisted. So, yeah, that also shows that something pretty violent happened to the grand staircase. They even found bits of the steel frame at the bottom of the giant hole that is the grand staircase today. So, yeah, something pretty big happened. And also the linoleum. All the linoleum tiles that made up the flooring. What I think is very interesting, now, granted, I am not an expert in linoleum, at all. So I don't really know how it would decay at the bottom of the ocean. I did try to research this a bit, but the stuff I found, I had I found some things that suggested it would decay quickly, and other things that
Yeah, this guy knows a lot of stuff about the Titanic. He knows a lot about the Titanic. I would watch more of it, but you know, I get kind of bored sometimes. So I'm gonna probably stop the video here. Yeah, there was a lot of Legos that weren't being used. What is the name of the person you were watching? His name is History. History Travels. History Travels. History Travels. Just type up on YouTube. What happened to the Titanic Grand Staircase? You can just look that up on YouTube, and you'll find it. I mean, I would watch some more of it. It's just some of it. You know, I'll get bored. I'll get pretty bored of it sometimes. I mean, I'm not saying that it's boring and stuff to watch, but you know.
That's one my sister drew. I'll show you when I drew you.
That doesn't count because you're supposed to draw the live on. You're supposed to draw the new live. You're supposed to...
I got.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'll try to make more videos as I can. Usually, I'll make some more videos as I can. Yeah. Oh yeah, one more thing.
Today's adventure begins as the recording of this Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. A cool, semi-crisp, and rainy.
You know that piano song everyone says is impossible to play? Here it is. I also thought it was impossible, but when I started using Simply Piano, this song that seemed impossible actually felt achievable. Let me show you.
First off, guys, I'm going to say thank you for the 2 likes. Let me find that quick. Thank you for the 2 likes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh shit! I didn't play my intro. God damn it! All right. Thank you for reminding me, Lady Di. Appreciate you reminding me.
I'm not the last real champion of YouTube, rising on YouTube. Who am I?
This song or the other one?
Who am I? Grinding on YouTube. Who am I? I'm not the last real champion of YouTube, rising on YouTube. Who am I? I fight the haters. Who am I? Grinding on YouTube.
Yeah.
Who am I?
No, I didn't. I totally
myself.
forgot.
I know what it means to be real. Don't need anyone else, anyone
Well, thanks
else.
for reminding me. I appreciate you reminding me that. Appreciate you reminding me a little bit. I want to give to me. I'm not the champion of YouTube. Running on YouTube. Who am I? The haters. Who am I?
on YouTube. Who am I? I'm not the last real champion of YouTube. Rising on YouTube. Who am I? I fight the haters. Who am I? Grinding on YouTube. Who am I? I said I'm the real thing for myself. I know what it means to be real. Don't need anyone else. Know how it feels to be real, be real. And I won't let them get to me, no. I won't let them get to me. I'm not the last real champion of YouTube. Rising on YouTube. Who am I? Who am I? Grinding on YouTube. Who am I? I'm not the last real champion of YouTube. Rising on YouTube. Who am I? Grinding on YouTube. Who am I?
That's my intro. And thank you for the 2 likes again. So yeah. All right, well, I'm out. Take care, guys.